Right Sports back at you with another video. And this video, I'm going to talk about some things. What not to do when sharing the gospel. Because you know in the Bible say spread the word to all around the world. So it pretty much says that. At first I wasn't really a Christian. I started as a Christian, of course. None of us do actually. My parents would go to church. I pretty much sit. I thought church was pretty boring, so I didn't really like going. I used to hate going to children's church too. I really don't want to be here. I had no intention on ever becoming a Christian at all. But at some point, I did eventually. Eventually, I did see the light. I started to feel God's presence. Then I just accepted Him as my Savior. I started reading the Bible when I was like 14. So that's pretty much when I started. I was like 14. It was like the end of the 8th grade. So that's pretty much when I got into it. Before that, I wasn't really into all that. Then when I became a Christian, I spread the word. I was the "you're going to hell" preacher. I'll be always saying, "You're going to hell. You're going to hell." So I was pretty wrong. I was wrong back then. When I was in high school, I pretty much made a Christian club. I thought I was mature enough for it, but it turns out I really wasn't. One thing I did wrong with the righteous club I was in, I was telling people that they were going to hell. I was kind of judgmental when I was in that righteous club. The reason I got in the righteous club, I felt like God wanted me to do it. I thought I heard God actually tell me to do it. So I did it. I believe God wanted me to do it. So I started spreading the word at my school pretty much. But of course, I wasn't really that good doing it, spreading the word. Because the way I was doing it was kind of aggressive. The way I was doing it. So I was kind of aggressive back then. And things got out of control when I was in the group. So one thing, when you are sharing the word to people, you don't want to tell people you're going to hell. You want to try to avoid that. You want to tell them the good part, not really the bad part. Well, you can tell the bad part later. But we don't want to just go around saying you're going to hell, or women can't preach in the church. Because you tell a woman that you can't preach in the church, you're probably not going to want to go and become a Christian at all. So you got to try it slow. You got to introduce them to the Word of God. And a lot of people, it's going to be pretty much hard to get them to actually believe. I mean, I was there. I was one of those few too I just didn't want to believe. I mean, you kind of compare me to the Apostle Paul, because Paul at first, he was against the Jewish people. He was against, I would just call them Christian people. But eventually he turned around and became one, pretty much. He was the prosecutor. Then he switched teams and he started becoming the one being prosecuted. So that's kind of how I was. I used to talk trash about people that were Christians pretty much. Then I became one. And these people started talking trash about me. So I kind of got a taste of the person I was. And not everybody's going to come to Christ. Some people just aren't one of God's elected people. So if you're trying to spread a word of God to somebody and they really pretty much don't want to listen, and you pretty much did your job. sharing the word with them. But if they don't want to follow, I mean, that's not on you. The sin's not on you. It's pretty much on them. But that's another mistake I made. I was pretty much trying to force people. The way I was doing, I was trying to force people to become Christian. And that's the wrong way. You gotta take it slow. I mean, I got one friend he's not a believer. I mean, he's not actually an atheist. He's more like a agnostic. So he's not saying there is or is not a God. But I just try to take it slow with him. Every now and then I'll talk about God. Try to give him maybe change his perspective. So I do a slower approach with him. Who knows, man, at some point he will come to God. Sometimes if there's something that I think that would maybe make him change his mind or make him think, I'll just send him a YouTube video of a certain preacher. I know he was wondering then why Christians say the world's like 6,000 years and science say the world's like billions of years. So there's this Christian preacher named Kent Hovind. So I sent him that video. I thought maybe it'll help him. It didn't though. Maybe he's not one of God's elect, or maybe he'll become a Christian at some point. I don't know. Hopefully he does. So when I was a teenager in this rights club, I really thought I was mature enough to actually spread a word, to be a leader, but I wasn't. So sometimes you really got to examine yourself. Are you ready to lead? Are you ready to spread a word? Are you mature enough to do it? Sometimes you got to test yourself. See how you handle rejection. Because me, I did not handle rejection well when I was spreading the word. I would lose my temper and tell people they were going to hell, of course. Or I'll say they were going to be cursed. And that was all wrong. So I see it now. The way I was doing it was wrong. And I actually did hear God tell me to make this club. And when I was in the club, I felt like it was kind of a waste. I feel like nobody really got saved when I was in this group. So I stopped doing it. Many years later, I'm on YouTube now spreading the word. So I pretty much feel like this is my call now. I'm going to give it a chance. I say I'll get this YouTube channel like a year, seeing how many people come to Christ. If I believe it's really helping people, then I'll keep doing the videos after the year's up. So when you do spread the word of God, when you do want to share, the two things you don't want to do is go around telling Peter going to hell. And the second one is try to force you to believe in God. Those are two things you don't want to do. I'll put a third one there too. You don't want to tell people how they should live, what they can't do. Because you go around telling people oh, you can't do this, you can't get tattoos, you can't get piercings. What else is there? It's in the Bible that you can't do. You can't go around have sex. You tell some people that, they might be like, you know what? If there is God, I don't want to follow him. I want to have sex. People might actually say that, so you got to try a different approach. So those are three things that I say you probably don't want to do. Number one, tell people they're going to hell. Number two, try to force them to believe in God. And number three, try to tell them how they should live. And this is when you're spreading to people, when you're sharing the word. Because those three things will scare people away. pretty much. And some people came to me and told me before I was Christian that, oh, you become Christian, you can't have sex. I would have been like, you know what? Screw it, and walked away. I probably wouldn't have became Christian. So it did take me a while to become a Christian. That's somewhere deep in my mind. I actually felt like I actually probably believed that there was God, but I didn't want to be real. Because I knew that if he was real, then that means he was in charge, and I had to follow him. So I pretty much saw him as pretty much another dad. Pretty much I had to listen to. So I didn't really want that. So I tried to convince myself there was no God. But at some point, I turned around and started to believe. I started to see things more clearly. So that's why I want to talk about how I became a Christian and when I started spreading the word. So you like my video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, check out my other Christian YouTube videos, and I'll be putting more up. If there's anything you ever want me to talk about, just leave comments down here and I'll do research on it and try to do a video on it and answer it as good as I can. With that being said, have a blessed day.